So I think I'm thinking about turning uh these streams into something. But today we're going to be playing Broken Bandit Cycle with Sneaky Bush, Firecracker, and Poison Dart Goblin. With a building and some arrows, no vines today, and same as usual, the video is gonna end once three challenges are over. So let's just go ahead and head up into this first one. And I've got a bit of yapping to do. I'm gonna have to turn that down. Sorry, it's just too loud for my liking. But I went to New York the other day. It was pretty fascinating. Okay, he's gonna erase my shit. Pretty fascinating experience. If you've ever been to New York, I would recommend to go, but don't you know be don't get your hopes up. Is essentially what I'm getting at. Ooh, that's a great dash. That's really good for us. Okay, so he's playing like weird baby drag. I really hope that Dark Goblin doesn't die, but beggars can't be choosers, I guess. I don't even think I can activate King, or if I can, if I was like not a moron. But this guy seems like he's pretty bad, so this is gonna be a pretty easy game. Like he's cycling like a bar barrel at the front. He gets his King Tower activation off, so Slime does know how to play the game a little bit. But I think this is still going to be an easy win because the thing about this deck is that it's got a lot of like baity stuff. So if you like you pretty much have to be playing all spells or this nonsense in order for it to like be somewhat of like a dangerous situation. Like that baby dragon's kind of annoying, and I'm pretty sure that that dragon's gonna splash on my tower. Yeah, so in order to prevent this from completely destroying my tower, I think I have to just rely on Firecracker a bit there to clean that up. Unfortunately, he's gonna have to arrows that, which is good. That's not that good for me actually. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna wait for another rotation because I'm like 80%. I have dementia, so that'll definitely that's why I'd be forgetting stuff. But I can't remember if my last no. Okay, so my last Firecracker was evolved. Okay, all right. I'm gonna push into this. I know that might be a dumb situation, so I'm actually gonna Firecracker ahead of this, force him to play something. Yeah, he's got arrows, so that's kind of like exactly what we want. And we don't want that E Dragon to lock onto our thing because you just get it just gets too much value. So now the Firecracker I believe is gonna splash. No, not gonna splash just yet, but at least we kill the Electro. This is really bad actually. We're in a really bad spot now. I look at how much damage he has to get. So I'm gonna Firecracker in this lane again because eventually when he goes and he E-golems at whatever point he's gonna E-golem, um, or he can just lightning my shit. So yeah, or arrows it and that's the game. So pretty much I don't know what I was doing that game there. I kind of threw that game away. It's not the greatest start to the videos. Not playing like shit, but that's besides the point. So New York, we get to New York. I get to New York. I have a couple of friends in New York, and I'm like, hey, we should uh we should meet up. We should hang out. And they're like, yeah, that's good. Like we can hang out on Sunday. I think that should still get a hit. So we'll pressure this lane hard, and then we'll boss bend it like this, so that way the Ice Spirit jumps, and then that boss bandit gets a dash off, and he's forced to vines there, which I don't think that was the best vines, because even though I can't really push into this, okay, he's forced to do that, and I think that still gets a hit off. It doesn't actually, so that's really good for me. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna DG like this, and then I'm gonna do Dark Goblin. Yep, so I kind of knew he was gonna like play something schemy there, and that doesn't get a hit, and I believe that's gonna get death damage. Yeah, so now just pressure with this for a little bit, and then Tombstone like that, just to uh, stall that princess for a second, so it's not on my shit, and then Firecracker that just to get that out of the way. But So I went to New York. It was one of my friend's birthday. I believe that that should pull that to the middle. Yeah. So I don't know, really know why he did that actually. But it was one of my friend's birthday. So I'm like, oh, okay, like I'll pop up out on y'all. So I go to New York. I book my ticket, and I catch the bus there. So it was actually wasn't that bad. Like travel time was not that bad, or not as bad as it could have been. So I get to New York, and at first I was confused because I've been to a lot of like major cities before. Like I've been to Barcelona, I've been to Amsterdam. Fuck. So I guess I was expecting New York to be a little bit more than what it was. I think that that firecracker should kill that. Yeah. And then I'm gonna dash back here. Yeah, just to get a phantom dash in. And I think the ice spirit might jump. Yeah, and then I'm gonna arrow the fuck out of that. Hopefully I hit the tower too. Okay, so this is why we have tombstone in this deck too, because this wall breaker meta right now, and evolved skeleton barrel is just like it's a pain in the ass. So fuck. That's actually not the best. Yeah, that's not the best thing in the world. But at least his that's dead. My dark goblin was able to sneak away that firecracker, and I believe that that dies. So I think the wall breakers won't get a hit, but it at least forced out a dark goblin there. So Bandit's gonna dash. He's kind of got to respond to this. Yeah, it's gonna be a full ton of damage. And he's got a vines that, which is really good for me. So I'm just gonna set up another tombstone. I know he's gonna princess at some point. Yeah, and then I have arrows to deal with all of that. So tons of value. I'm gonna go ahead and boss man it like this. He's forced to vines that, but the best part about the bush, which I think is like most people sleep on, is that it can take one hit of anything. So vines isn't the best value that you can get for that card. I'm gonna go ahead and yeah, because I knew he was gonna have to dash, and I believe that's GG. Yeah. So this deck is really broken. It's like extremely, extremely broken. Um, I don't know why more people aren't using the deck, but let me just move my camera down just a little bit. There we go. I don't know why more people aren't using the deck, but anyways, as you can see, we scraped away with another win there. Did not deserve that win at all. Kind of just waited until he made a mistake. And if they don't, the thing about this deck as well is that if they don't have like the counters for the wall breakers, the sneaky bush, even a tombstone, even though that was a really bad tombstone, to be fair. But I go to New York. It's my first time going to New York, and I really liked the experience. Like going to Chinatown was really cool. Like eating all this fancy food. Fuck, that was the opposite of what I wanted to happen. Okay, I gotta arrows this, and then I'm gonna dash back so that I can help out with this, at least on my side of the river. And then Dark Goblin is just gonna have to clutch up here. And hopefully I don't give him too much value. And of course he finds my shit. So yeah, we might have lost the tower here, which is unfortunate, but it's not like the worst thing in the world, personally. Like at the end of the day, I think we'll still be able to take this from a two tower game. It's just a little bit scary because he has to respond to that bush. So my firecracker is gonna get some chip, and he has fucking mini P.E.K.K.A as well. So that's not the best thing in the world. But his mini P.E.K.K.A didn't go for anything, so he kind of just gave me that tower for free. And yeah, he just did that in the back. So and it's level 12 too. I think I have to lock in and defend here. So let me just go ahead and cycle a demolisher. Yeah, that was a good play. And then let's do a firecracker up front just to start chipping that down. He's gonna have to go for like a dark goblin or something behind this, I'm sure. So I'm just gonna wait. Yeah, I think he's just giving up on this defense. Okay, yeah. He's giving up on this defense, I think, or this offense, I guess you could say. And then that gets a good kill. This is still he's still got a full ton of damage, so it's not the best thing in the world, but at least that kind of stops him from doing that all over again. I'm gonna firecracker this actually, just to get some splash. might not have been the best thing in the world since yeah that's gonna live now, and now I gotta deal with this fucking knight. So I'm gonna arrows all this actually. Oh, that's great. And then I'm going to hold my Dart Goblin because I don't need it. And then yeah, I'm gonna go in now. Uh, and I'm gonna back up. That way we can get the dash off. And Firecracker should get a splash off. Okay, so now we just need to defend this whole push and we win. I don't think I should have arrows there actually. That might have been a bad play on my part. So I'm just trying to cycle back to an arrows because I don't think I'm going to be able to defend this all the way. So my boss bend is doing everything I can. My phone's trying not to die and it's over. So that was another win we scraped by. Didn't really expect to win that one, or we shouldn't have won that one to be honest. uh, we shouldn't have scraped away with that one, but we do, and so that's the second game. So I'm in New York. I'm traveling. I'm eating the food. I'm on the subway. Like it's fine. Like we're chilling, and uh, I'm like trying to figure out how to get around the city. And the thing about me is that whenever I go to a new place, like I love to walk around. So a 20-minute walk to me is like not that far of a walk. Now, depending on where you are, that may be a really long walk because there are some places where you can walk 20 minutes and you cannot be anywhere. But New York is very much like a place of like, okay, he's being really aggressive, so I'm gonna go in here. I just don't think that that was the play for his firecracker, and he's playing Expo or some sort of like fast cycle it seems. So this is definitely going to be a fun match for me. I can foresee. I didn't actually mean to let go of my bush there, but whatever, it kind of gives him time to respond into the lane that I don't want him to go into. But so the first couple of days I didn't use. Basically, what I'm getting at is the first couple of days I was in New York. I didn't use like a subway at all. Like I didn't use any sort of public transit. I was just like, oh, it's the city of dreams. I can just, oh my gosh, I'm lagging like crazy. It's the city of dreams. I knew it. At a certain point, it's just like, come on, man. And so he fireballs. I firecracker. He's gonna Skarmory or something. He's kind of actually has to play something for this, just so that nothing tanks. And I didn't get my refund either, so that's kind of the worst. And he throws his log out. So now I'm gonna bush into this. The thing about playing against Expo with this deck is that it's never really over until the tower's gone because I only have arrows to kill things, and yeah, he can just do things like that in turtle. And I don't have my thingy in hand. I don't have my bandit in hand, so I just have to be careful about going Expo at the bridge. I'm definitely gonna arrows that for sure. Uh, the second it goes a little bit further because I want him to play a little bit there. So I'll throw my spell since he threw his, and I'm kind of just waiting for him to. I'm kind of just waiting for him to put it down because I know he's gonna put it down. So let me go ahead and bait out some sort of log here. Yeah, and then boss bend it like this. And then that dashes and kills that. That's like free damage to me. My DG gets some hits too, and I'll go wall breakers on this side. And even if uh, that dies, which it does die, I still get a dash off, which is good for me. And then I'll tombstone like this. Yeah, that's good that it locked on to. Uh, that's what I'm saying. That's also what I love about that card too. The bomb guy. I'm saying I love that card, but I do that card absolutely no justice. I might have actually just messed up there. Ooh, no, he messed up, and I think that's game. Yeah, he's recognizing that that's GG's. There's not really much he can do about that. It's the game's still not over, so I do want to be a little bit careful here because he could try some sneaky shit and like want to go in. So yeah, exactly like that. So I'm gonna firecracker this. Yeah, I think that's gonna chain into all my shit, and then I'm gonna goblin demolish like this. That way my firecracker still gets a hit off, and I think that should still die, which is really good for me. Uh, the bandit's gonna get a dash, the firecracker's gonna get a shot. That's also the thing I like about this deck is that I really get to choose like what lane that I can go in because like I'm just creating so much pressure. So I'll firecracker like this, and then I'll tombstone like this as well. I have a feeling he's gonna set up for another. So what I'll do actually. is when that goes away, now that should be fine. I was leaking a little bit there. It's kind of coming with my pants down. I'm not gonna lie. So now I kind of gonna dash back to give my Bandit some time. Yeah, I mean, this game's pretty much over. It's a minute left. I just gotta not make a mistake. But that's like one of the worst things about playing against Expo players is that they're kind of just waiting for you to fuck around and do something dumb. Like that, in my opinion, those weren't good archers at all. Because my Dark Goblin's still gonna get a hit off. And yeah, now this is bad because I misplayed sort of outside of my range here. So I'm just gonna set up my bandit should dash back, and then let me set up. Ooh, that was almost really bad for us. So yeah, he's gonna continue to go in here, which I'm completely okay with because Broken Bandit is gonna handle that. He's building up a little night push. He really like if there was ever a time to break through, it's definitely now. But I think he realizes that it's just fucking over. There's no way he's gonna get like that crazy amount of damage in 9 seconds. So all I gotta do is keep playing troops and kind of a lame way to win. I'll be honest. I really hate going against Expo because they're just trying so fucking hard. They've been playing this deck since like it came out of the womb. So we scrape away with an Expo win. And yeah, that's another game. So I walk around all of New York. I get my Chinese food, and then I decide, instead of hanging out with my friends, I'm gonna go to a spa. Like I'm gonna go to the spas in New York. I've heard they're crazy. So it's like 10 o'clock at night. So I walk like 4 hours, which is kind of nuts now that I'm looking back. I'm like 4 hours of walking is insane. But also at the end of the day, oh my god. Okay, so we're gonna be going against Hog Rider the whole time, which is just fantastic. Because now they get 25, 2,900 damage, and my firecracker doesn't. Okay, oh, my firecracker actually clutching up for once in the card's life. See if that was any other day, like if people weren't watching, like my firecracker definitely would have just missed the tower completely or missed that person. So we give him king because we're feeling generous today, and then we should have kept our tombstone for the hog rider for sure because now we don't have an answer to that, and that fucking flying machine has not crossed the bridge, and it's gonna snipe my firecracker. Uh, but we actually have to do this just for like a hot second. Ah, man. Okay, yeah. So the DG retargets. This is definitely not a very cash situation. We basically just handed him the game, and we get one connection, and I think we have to let this dragon go, even though it got buffed up for a second, because we need to prepare for the next hog push. Because we absolutely, if this is gonna turn into a one tower game, we can't let him get any more damage, which is super unfortunate. But it's because that flying machine is going back. So what I'll do is I'll throw this in the back like that, just cross the bridge. There we go. Perfect timing. I'm really good at this game. And I'm kind of just gonna wait this out. I kind of know what he wants to do anyways. He wants to hog in this lane, and I'll let him get those arrows off, honestly, because now I can do this. And if he tries to snipe it for some reason, like that, I can just really cycle back to another one. Yeah, like just like that, honestly. Uh-oh. I mean, I kind of fucked up. Didn't realize he had Pekka too, so that's not the and I just gave him like the biggest value of all time. Okay, so this game's over pretty much. I kind of fucked up. I should have cycled like my arrows or something, uh, so that way my bandit didn't go straight into his shit. Because it's pretty much game over. I mean, he just has to play defense for the next 25 seconds. So yeah, I doubt he's gonna let me get away with it. And I'd be wrong. I really would be wrong. But I doubt that I'm gonna be able to survive this. Yeah, okay, so I have to pull this up here, and yeah, he just arrows all my shit, and yeah, he just free win. Okay, and he has rocket, of course he does. Yeah, that was a really fun game. That was a really fun game. I mean, I played really awesome there, and now he's iron picketing at me. So we've got about one more game left in us. But New York. So I spent the night in New York at a spa. It was awesome. Wake up the next day. I tell my friend like, hey, I stayed in a spa last in New York. It was cool. And he's like, bro, you could have just stayed with me. So it was really one of those situations where I was like, dang, I really didn't have to walk 4 hours, but I did get to see like New York at its finest, from like an actual New York person. And it is definitely like solidified that I never, ever, ever in my entire life want to drive in New York, and I never want to live in New York. I think this game is as good as gone. And I don't know, like it was a fun experience though, like being on the subway, like always having sort of something to do was like a pretty nice. I, I can't even really say like change of pace, but it was just definitely like a different lifestyle that I never really. I just gave him so much value that I never really appreciated that people got to deal with. I guess, of course, that fucking flying machine, man. Oh my god, that card is nasty. I really don't. I'm just gonna chill out for a second, wait until I get my elixir up, and kind of like the thing about the bush is that it's like a really good cycle card, and it also like forces something out, like forces a good amount of pressure out. I have a feeling he's gonna defend that pretty hard. Yeah, so let me just firecracker like this, and then goblin demolisher just to get some chip and then give him the most fucking insane value of my life. That should not all die, but it should come at least close, like prevent him from using the ability. And then he's gonna have to small spell one side or the other. So yeah, I don't think he has a big small spell. He has archers, skeletons, skeleton king, hunter, I really don't even know what the fuck this guy's playing. I'll be honest. But every time I bush, I get damaged, so I don't mind. And I think as we go into double here, I can just like start spamming him with the firecrackers, and it should be good. So that's still gonna get a hit. So I kind of IDGAF, and I'll tombstone in this lane and apply like just a little bit of pressure. Okay, yeah. Here we go. So let me just firecracker like this first because that flying machine locked on, and yeah, I just need that skeleton king to die before he gets way too much damage. And DG should clean that up. Yeah, and that's not actually really good for me. Actually, now that I just thought about it for a second, so I have to do that. Of course, that fucking thing has not crossed yet, so I need to protect that at all costs, even if that requires me to go in a little bit. And that's still gonna get the damage off. So it was a bit of an overspend on his end. And now we're going to Nene on him just really quickly because that's Hanks, those spank, and that is the game, I believe. So we by the hair of our balls, we really scraped that win away from that guy because I think he realized that once he went RG, it was going to be over. But the birthday party. So I go to New York. It's Sunday, and I basically spent all day like walking around Brooklyn, and then going to Central Park. Central Park was like actually a really big park. I wasn't expecting it to be as oh gosh as what's the word as of course he's gonna. I think that was a bad play on his end. Yeah, because I still get damage, and that still tanks. And yeah, he got like 1,000 damage off of that, but I think that was still the play though, because even if this turns into like a because he had the zap there, so he has no Valkyrie zap. He used balloon. He's like got all of this fucking. He's got this fucking building, which is actually not a bad counter to the deck that I'm playing. But that is a really good counter against my bandit. So now that that's off the board, and he's got none of his tanks on the board. Yeah, and he was playing lava. Definitely just gonna go in. He now has to try to worry about not getting three crowned, which I just don't think that he. Yeah. For a second, I just didn't know if he was even gonna be able to do that. I'm gonna wait for a second. Wait to see what he plays. Yeah, and then this. Oh, firecracker! You fucking at least all that gets blown up, and then I can just arrows all this. And then we took one hit. a little bit of damage. But now he's like very in scary territory of getting like 3 crowned. So yeah, he's forced to play something for that Dark Goblin. I kind of threw away those wall breakers, so he might be a little caught up to us, and he might lava same lane. So I'm gonna just apply bush pressure real quick. If he decides to lava or yeah, or something like that, like I'd much rather do that. And I am going to play my Goblin Demolisher in the back, yeah, because he's setting up for his crazy big push. Yeah, I just needed that gone. And so now we've got a little bit of dual lane pressure, and then as long as that dies, I think that that's fine. Because his Evo Valkyrie dies, he takes that tower, but in a 3 tower situation, I think we still have the advantage here. Because now he doesn't have Boss Bandit. Excuse me, he doesn't have Valkyrie anymore. He doesn't have Boss Bandit anymore. So he can't fireball. He can't zap. Uh, and then yeah, I'm just gonna do this for now. Cause I actually don't. I gotta be a little bit careful actually. Gotta be a little bit careful, cause this is how you get fuck around and find out. Yeah, yeah, exactly. So I need to just. Oh fuck me. Okay, not terrible, but definitely not good. Okay, so I have to do this. I just have to. Yeah, because he's going in right now, so I have to go in as well and just hope that that scrapes away with some damage. Firecracker to take a shot off, and then arrows. Whew, close. Very, very close. But no cigar. So we're gonna scrape away with that one now, and I think we're at 5 wins, so we'll just keep going. But I'm in New York on the train at Central Park, getting ready for this party, and I go into Times Square. And if you've ever been into Times Square before, it's the most like overstimulating place that you could pick to be, in my opinion. I've been to a lot of places, but it was just like billboards and hella traffic and like cars not moving and just like all this nonsense. Okay, so I think I'll have to do this because this is really awkward. And at least, yeah, I was about to say at least that fucking dies. And then that also dies as well if DG can clutch. Yes, he's huge, and we're getting damage on both sides, and he arrows that, so I'm definitely just gonna wall breakers that. He can take that damage, and he can also over defend that lane, but I just don't think, yeah, he had the elixir. He was really broke, so I'm just gonna chill out for like half a second and tombstone like that, and then yeah, I'm just gonna boss bandit on this other side. I know that like eventually like it'll be fine to arrows here. And then let me just back out of this. Yeah, he's gonna do that so he can get the firecracker off the board. But I just wanted to get that ability out of the way because I don't like how much value that gets on my Dark Goblin. That's like the main thing. And the monk is really bad against like swarm cards anyways, so it's just one of those things. Okay, yeah, he's forced the arrows that and that fucking magic archer, man. like 360 no scope my shit. Didn't matter. And now yeah, this is the annoying part of the game because that magic archer actually didn't cross. So he's gonna get maybe 2 swings here and a magic archer shot, 3 magic archer shots. So not too cash, but he did just play a Phoenix for absolutely no reason at all. And gets the fuck. Okay, let's do one of these. So we'll bring this back just so we can get the skeletons off. And then I'm arrowsing this. I'm sorry, I just can't do it. That's okay. Oh shit. There we go. Fine, it's fine, it's fine. Everything's fine. He's got 10 seconds. I kind of forgot I took his time in this first. And that's another win you scrape by. So we're in New York. I'm going to this party. I get changed. I ride the subway. The best thing about riding the subway in New York, at least to me, is like it can be confusing, but if you like ever fuck up in the subway, you can just hop on the other train that's going the other way and then just go back. So it's really like low stakes. But um, so we get there, we get to the party, and I was actually in charge of shooting the event, so like in charge of like taking photos for this party. And I get there a little bit early, like I would say like the party starts at 9, so I got there maybe around like 8 o'clock because I wanted to help set up, and I didn't know what exactly was gonna be like. Fuck, I really wish that firecracker didn't lock on my shit, but that's okay. Even if he has log, I don't think that that's enough. Yeah, he's got to do some weird shit like that. And I'm so okay with that damage, actually. And I think I'm gonna just tombstone like this, because I think that'll still pull them, actually. And then I'll suspicious bush over here. And then once he responds to that, depending on how, yeah, I'm gonna let my Dart Goblin go and just get the free chip. And yeah, he's hardcore ready to defend that lane. And I forced out like an Inferno Tower, so 3 to 5. So I know he's broke. I he's a broke boy. So J Man plays at NK Haters is going to go back to his clan as a hater because yeah. Make sure to like and subscribe. Um, but yeah, it was a very fun party. At first, when I showed up, there was no helium pump. I'm gonna arrows that. There was no helium pump. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have arrows. I could have activated King, but personally, I think that that is okay. So I'm gonna Dart Goblin like this, just to get rid of the apparatus first, and then he one shots those. So I think one of those is gonna get a swing. Yeah, and my Dart Goblin will just DPS this down. Tombstone in the other lane. King Tower activated. I I don't remember asking or caring if King Tower was activated, so that was kind of good for me anyways, like just forcing out some more elixir on his end. So he's gonna boulder. I'm gonna boss bandit. I think he's playing graveyard actually. Now that I think about it, he's playing graveyard, and yeah, like some shit that like is just really annoying to break through anyways. So I'm just gonna do this, and then I'm gonna firecracker like this, and then I'm gonna arrows his firecracker, so it just doesn't get the fucking value of the world. And like, oh my god, that was like actually really extremely dangerous. Yeah, so he's gonna fireball my shit. I think he's broke. Yeah, he's got to be broke. So let me just come back real quick because I need to get some damage. Whoo! This is really bad. He has fireball too, so I actually do need to get a win like right now. Fuck! I should have took the tower. Wasn't paying attention. But those are the 3 games. I went to New York. I partied for a very long time. And basically, the point of the story is, if you're gonna go somewhere, instead of finding ways that it won't work, make it work. Just like this deck. It's really bad, but we beat 6 people, so it's better than nothing. Yeah.